And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to more random friendly casts that I'm going to be doing to practice casting this game. We've got Sheenix and we've got Iman the Pac-Man main. That bastard Pac-Man main is what he calls himself on Discord, and we're seeing why here. So far, stepping foot into this arena and striking fear in the hearts of all who oppose him, and now it's going to be Sheenix on the unfortunate receiving end of that opposition, as a little bit of an edgeguard scenario here, but Villager more than enough tools to get back to the stage, at least for the time being. Both of these fighters at kill percent going to be fishing out for some of these stronger options. Speaking of stronger, there's a big old turnip for Sheenix. That's going to take the first stock and give him the first lead of the set against Iman on the Pac-Man. And down deep in the bowels of the stage, can they recover? Of course he can. It's Pac-Man. Back from the depths he comes, and back to bite your bitch is this Pac-Man. Now whiffs the nair, gets the grab, back throw will do it. And now we are back to 2-2 here as Villager plants the tree in the center of the stage, trying to get a little bit of stage control here. Difficult to come by against a competent Pac-Man player, but definitely doing his best. Galaga in hand for Iman here. That is the combo tool that we're going to be looking for. Barry is off the mark. Here comes the crazy Pac combos. That's going to be good for about 22. 69, nice is that F smash, and that'll kill right off the side of the stage here on Magic Hand is what I believe the name of this stage is. Galaga combos coming out again. Dash attack, grab cancel. There's that nair just off the spot though, so that will allow Sheenix a second lease at life. He manages to find his way back into center stage here, spacing out with that Lloyd rocket, but Iman goes over the top of that rocket, and then will chase him all the way off stage. Here's the balloon for the recovery. Down air will pop one, but won't pop both. Now counter edge guard from Sheenix does not tech off the bottom left part of the stage here, and it is 2-0 for Pac-Man main himself, Mr. Iman period.
Yay.
Queen.
That was some complicated.
Nice.
Oh my lord. I'm getting disrespected in my room, baby.
Choose your fighter. What else you got?
Alright.
And ready is an optimal question to be asking here from the announcer. Juan God now steps foot into the arena to try to dethrone Iman on the Pac-Man. Dr. Mario scraping the bottom of the barrel of the tier list, trying to find an answer for this one. Probably not a matchup that either of these fighters are too typically accustomed to seeing, but definitely one that we're going to get our share of views on here. Pac-Man manages to get Dr. Mario off stage here, where he is at his weakest, but now back into neutral, back into these combos from the Pac-Man. Nair will juggle Dr. Mario into the air. There's a down air as well. That Dr. Tornado, though, will get him back on the stage. It actually reflects the bell. I have never seen that tech before from a Dr. Mario player, making good use of this cape, actually using it as a counter edge guard tool. Will not be sent down by those cherries. Now shield out on the hydrant, bouncing around, bouncing to the left is this Dr. Mario, who gets increasingly more value out of this cape, turning around this Pac-Man, but he does not care. Iman is out for blood. He will go deep for that kill. He will send you into that left side blast zone, and now only 63% on the Pac-Man as he has gotten that first stock. Galaga now in hand, looking for some of these 0% combos. Do you get Twitter clip? The answer is no. Juan is able to get a good spacing off there and instead return to neutral here against this Pac-Man, but with 78%, call it 86 on this fighter, still going to have a little bit of extra credit work to make up for. Now Pac-Man off stage in the corner. What is the Dr. Mario option to keep him there? Well, it would appear to be wait for a dash attack and then just use that uppy and try to go for the kill. Not quite enough just yet, but that back air will send him pretty damn close to that edge, and we'll see if he can make it back on stage here. An edge guard opportunity, but we'll wait until Pac-Man is back on the stage and then use that big old Dr. Mario noggin. That ain't full of nothing. That's full of brains. He went to med school and he's showing off just how heavy that head is, but now Pac-Man combos being shown off again, goes for an F smash at the ledge. That would certainly have put Pac-Man into an uncomfortable position, but instead is going to be both of these fighters back into neutral here. Pac-Man charging up that fruit, looking for something that can keep this Dr. Mario on the edges of the stage where he is at his weakest, but it is actually going to be Dr. Mario. One God manages to kick the hydrant into the Pac-Man player. Now bell in hand, fishing out for one of these kill options. Reflector on the bell again, will not be stunned, will not not make it easy on Iman. One God is definitely going to make him work for every single one of these stocks, and actually very well played thus far against the Pac-Man that has been dethroning some of these fighters in this arena, but you are going straight out to the left alongside that hydrant, says Iman, and will end up taking that second stock now. 103 on Iman at kill percent for an F smash, perhaps an up B as well, but was going to have to find a way to get this Pac-Man grounded and in disadvantage to fish out for one of those, and that's just so difficult with all of these projectiles available to him. It's a good Dr. Stomp coming out of One God that will give him stage control at the very least, but that tornado sends him off stage and allows Iman back on stage. Now a cape trying to anticipate the outcome of that fruit, but it's instead going to be the tornado that is his edgeguard tool, and Iman charging up something out there. We won't know quite what he intended to grab off of that option. Looks like it was the key, and that'll get him back onto the stage for free, but still going to have to find this stock. One more for Iman will do it. Will knock One God out on the Dr. Mario. Both now at kill percent, and that tornado even center stage will kill up and into the corner, but One God 112% on him. Gonna have to find some kind of crazy Twitter combo in order to make it back into this one, it looks like. I have not seen that kind of Z-drop Galaga onto the fire hydrant, but by God is it effective, and by God did that fire hydrant take him out. One God cannot slay the beast. Iman remains the king of the hill.
That was GG's, bro.
GG's.
Gosh, bro, that was, oh my God, I've never played against one of these before.
That's some good fun.
I am loving the commentator, no cap.
I'm flattered. I never
Doing as great as ever, Kaiser.
Yeah, this is fun.
Appreciate it, homie.
And Pac-Man definitely deserves commentary like this.
Wow, the accident Zebra was like kicked.
Yeah, the Pac-Man, when it looks this good, it's hard not to talk about it, and we're going to be fishing for a counter matchup here. Another reflector available for Shinix here, so swaps off with the Villager, going to try to find something with a bigger body and some more active hitboxes in order to combat this Pac-Man, but the bigger the body, the more combo fodder, says Iman, and gets a nice clean 47% off on him, call it 62 after that last hit. But with this K-Rule option, Shinix does have a little bit more accessible tools to him for some of this spacing, for some of this teching, which he is not going to be able to do off the side of the stage, and will end up falling down here. One stock already off of the Crocodile, and a healthy, very nice, very sexy 69% on Iman the Pac-Man main, the bastard himself, who will get that jab reset off into the key. 75%. Blink your eyes, you might miss it. Pac-Man continues to rack up this damage, and all of this extra credit, mind you. I have to burp. And we're back in it, baby. I just drank a protein shake, but that's not going to stop me from commenting this one. Bell will hit, and I didn't think he'd find an option for that, but goes all the way up with that side B and will manage to take out Shinix, even at low percent for such a big old beefy Crocodile. There's a grab. There's the berry. How good is the mash? Not good enough. There's an up tilt for the follow-up, but when you're down 2 stocks, you need a little bit more magic than just the up B, and that fire hydrant going to make things very uncomfortable for Shinix to make it back to the stage. Key goes off into Narnia. There's another berry, but will not be able to get the F smash off in time. The mash is just good enough to save him from that, and will actually prevent the berry entirely that time. Shinix really fishing for some of these grabs. There's a 4th grab here. Will the berry have enough time? Up tilt does not kill quite yet. DI's out of the corner of the stage and will have the opportunity to get back here. 22% on this Crocodile. A big old fat 163 for the Pac-God himself, who does not get the jab reset, but will follow up with that fruit. And I think we had a little bit of heavy privilege there, a little bit of super armor on the King K. Rool, keeping him safe in that trade here, as Pac-Man now looking for the bell again. Counter will send him flying, however, and now it is one more stock that will need to be made up. He just armored the stun on the bell. I mean, what more can you ask for? The heavies in this game are ridiculous, and if you can't get a win with them, I don't really know what to tell you, but Pac-Man making it look very much like he's not going to be giving out any wins anytime soon. Tier list be damned. He doesn't care if you're at the bottom, if you're Dr. Mario, if you're K. Rool. He doesn't care one way or the other. He is going to go all in, all the same. Has the orange. Z drops that one. Sends a fire hydrant down as well, but artfully evaded by King K. Rool. Shinix manages to find his way back onto stage, but immediately sent back off, and now oh my, that is some new tech to me, man. I don't watch enough Pac-Man, and apparently Shinix doesn't either, as he gets hit by that bouncing hydrant, which will damn near kill him, I might add. 174 on the tournament stock here for Shinix. Key all the way across the side of the map, but will not quite have enough to do it just yet. But that second key through the fire hydrant will send him up and into the corner. Shinix 0-3 against the Pac-God, if I'm not mistaken, who has not been bested yet. Is there a challenger in this arena who can take down the Pac-Man himself?
Y'all got me bushing.
Do you just like take like a huge breath after all that?
I take a big old breath and then I drink like half a bottle of water.
Your improv is phenomenal.
Thank you. I wish that I wasn't like casting with a very strong headache trending toward a migraine, but hopefully the doctor has some kind of response for that as we go back in here with Juan God going to challenge Iman for the second time. 1-0 is the record in this matchup so far. Iman has gotten the first kill off. First blood has been drawn, but I don't assume that it's going to be quite that simple now that Juan has had some time to reflect on some of this gameplay, get a little bit of additional extra credit on that medical degree to see if he can find something on his clipboard that will have an answer for this Pac-Man. An apple a day will keep the doctor away, but an orange a day will actually add up to 61% traded off onto this Pac-Man pretty much while he's been comboing. So not a great way to find your way back into a disadvantageous matchup, but with these parries, with this cape, he definitely does have some tools capable of combating this Pac-Man, but it doesn't look like Iman's going to be giving up the throne just quite yet. Has that bell charged up and in hand, but will not be able to kill anything just yet with it. Key actually goes flying off the side of the map and recalling back to the previous matchup that might have been a kill option fished for and just barely whiffed. Instead going to continue to batter this Pac-Man with an array of fruits and vegetables. 122 on Juan the God, fishing for some of these F-air spikes, I assume, is what Dr. Mario does. I haven't seen a lot of him, but I won't be seeing any more of him either. That hydrant will send him off into the corner and into the blast zone. Galaga combo at 0. How much percent is it going to be? There's a clean 35. Call him Pac-Kazuya, man. That is a very healthy amount of damage off of one interaction. And now the ledge guard is up, but that reflector will send Pac-Man flying, actually, sending the hydrant right back into its owner. Now Pac-Man has the juggle situation on the corner, actually grabs the orange out of the air, does Juan God, and will parry that attack, but then gets grabbed immediately. Tornado will send him back onto the stage here. 140 on Iman, reflects the apple back at him again, but he air dodges and is still in the active hitbox of that grab, so this is going to be an awkward one back to the stage, and that hydrant will just bounce and bounce at that corner and make it incredibly difficult for someone with limited aerial options like the Dr. Mario to make it back to the stage. Speaking of making it back to the stage, I don't know how Juan's going to manage to do so. Apparently at the cost of 40% is the toll that Iman has established here, and finally answered back by Juan the God. 0 stocks remaining, except for the one that is active. I don't know why I said that. And I don't really know what that green fruit is. Maybe a cantaloupe? Doesn't matter. We haven't seen a whole lot of it. We haven't seen a whole lot of options from Juan the God that look like it's going to bring him back into this matchup. 63% on his tournament stock here. Going to have to find a little something, a little something special, and it's actually Pac-Man that seems to have everything available to him. Oh, so that just floats and waits for you to back throw him into it. Yeah, that seems fine to me. Why is Pac-Man not a top tier? Can you really watch Iman and then tell me that Pac-Man is not as strong as I think he is? I don't believe that you can, as he parries that pill and will look for a projectile of his own, charges up that key once more, will have that in hand. That is a kill option for some of these higher percent fighters. I don't know if 92 qualifies as kill percent against the Dr. Mario, but if he had landed that hydrant spike, I would assume it wouldn't matter the percentage. Instead, Dr. Mario continues to cling on to life with 112, still has to go through 1.5 full stocks from this Pac-Man. When he's parrying those Dr. Mario tornadoes and dropping these bells left and right, well, you're going to find yourself in an F smash, apparently, is what's going to happen to Iman here. Now, finally, on his last stock, the God does bleed and has 25% on him so far. Hydrant will be sent flying, but will not connect with one. The God grab will be whiffed there. That is a very lingering hitbox, but it also leaves you vulnerable for a very solid counterattack. Misses the stomp. That actually could have been potentially the stock, if not a huge amount of percent here, as Iman sets up the ledge guard again. No will instead go for the bell and runs into that Dr. Mario up smash. Not quite kill percent, but getting pretty close here. Dr. Mario sends it flying, and there's the Doctor Stomp. That will send him back to the lobby. No more patience. We'll be seeing Juan the God. He has checked out for the evening.
I sold so hard, GG.
I think I'm a little out of my tier range here to be fighting these two cracked out lunatics, man, dude. Oh god. All right, I got like one option, and he'll still lose, but I'll whatever.
Oh, do it to him, man. You gotta do it to him.
Do what to him? Get my blood.
Hit
Bro,
every
I'm outside
single
Chick-
rest. That's
I'm
what you
outside
do.
a Chick-fil-A parking lot getting my ass beat. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Die, bro. I'm gonna die.
That was really
How are you playing outside of Chick-fil-A?
Such a dumb ass up you when you're McDonald's.
And why?
Well, cover your ears, ladies and gentlemen. Shinix has swapped off of the K-Rool, off of the Villager. We're going to be seeing the Jigglypuff here, and it is doing some pretty good work so far. Gets 50% on the current king of the arena. Juan finally manages to dethrone the Pac-God himself, but will actually die very early to Shinix swapping onto this Jigglypuff that already seems like a better option than the Villager did, but with how big that Dr. Mario head is, with how strong some of these aerials are, you have to be very careful what you're trading and where you're lingering, because if you get caught floating above him like that, an up smash will send you all the way off the stage, as we just saw there. Now, both of these fighters back here at basically 0, 56 actually onto Juan the God, so call it what you will. And that is kill percent for a Jigglypuff. All he needs is one solid edge guard or one solid sing, and a fully charged F smash will kill into the left side of the stage, even from the right. Shinix didn't feel confident about the Jigglypuff, but it's looking like the answer we've been waiting for, as now 72% the answer back from Juan is good. The adaptation is there. Misses the dance, hits the F air, and that almost killed from center stage, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very light balloon, so Juan is going to have to find some ability to pop this at some point, and there is one option available to whom we talked about that up smash a little bit earlier, and that is definitely going to be the preferred kill option here for Juan the God. Meanwhile, Shinix continues to float just above him, maybe a little bit to the right, and search for some of these low percent combos. 23 on the balloon, 40 on the Doctor so far. And a little bit of footsies here in neutral, but a whiffed rest will result in a punish and then a counterattack from Shinix, who now sent off to the right side of the stage. Pill will keep him at bay for the time being, but that shield getting very low for Dr. Mario, and misses the Dr. Stomp into the rest. Go to sleep, dear sweet prince. Dr. Mario is no more.
No way.
Why is a spot dodge a thing? That's nutty.
It just works.
Hold on,
That
give me a
was
second.
crazy.
Give me a second. Give me a
Oh,
second.
baby. Good.
Yo, baby.
First of all, I gotta process that.
That was
Second,
awesome. I need to switch my stage. I need to go to my counter.
I gotta process that.
Mm.
All right, hold on.
And dread it, hide from it. Destiny approaches all the same. Iman on the Pac-Man has returned, and he is out for blood. He has taken his rest. He has gotten his 7th day, his hiatus, and now he is back for more violence. He woke up and chose Pac-Man, and Pac-Man chose violence. Both of these balloons, both of these round boys are going to be fighting to the death for our entertainment, and that bell going to be grabbed by Shenix and thrown up and out of the equation, so Iman going to have to charge up another fruit. Looks like he's got the orange queued up for the time being, as both of these fighters very comfortable in the air, just throwing out a couple of aerials trying to space one another out. It is going to be in a bullet hell in order for Shenix to get closer to Pac-Man with some of these setups, but fortunately Jigglypuff does her best work in the air, so does have some tools available to her to get around that. And I've noticed that Iman really likes that hydrant at the ledge into that up B. That is an incredibly powerful edge trapping tool against these fighters that don't have the best magnet hands, and Iman will put his magnet hand directly into Shenix's face here, who gets greedy with another rest immediately after getting punished for the first, and that will take 47 damage, call it 65 for his transgressions. Pac-God has returned, and he is an angry god as he gets an up smash onto Shenix once more. There's a bell, there's a kill. Once again, that side B proving to be the ideal way to get these kills off of those bell stuns while airborne. Now, only one stock available for Shenix, who looked so good in the previous game, but clearly just doesn't have the answer for this Pac-Man, at least not quite yet. Only 109% on the Pac-Man, who still has all stocks available to him. Still looking for some of these Twitter combos, but will not be able to find them. Instead, finds himself in an offstage edge guard scenario. That hydrant appeared to have gotten reflected immediately by Shenix back into Pac-Man himself, which will result in 136%. A good grab there will prevent any follow-up from Iman, and now Shenix gets spaced out by that hydrant. One more hit will send it flying. He jumps directly up into it, and now will have to pound his way back onto the stage. Cantaloupe in hand for the Pac-Man, and throws him directly into it, but great DI from Shenix will keep him alive at least for another few seconds, but that apple is absolutely going to send him to his grave. That is definitely a fruit allergy for the balloon herself, and now Iman returns to his place as the king of the arena.
Oh my gosh, this color. I can't play this game for real, bro. I can't take it.
I swear.
Okay, bro.
When does the suffering end?
Life is suffering.
Shit, it ain't ending, bro.
God
It's
is
English.
dead. God is dead, and we killed him.
God's been dead. Pac-Man killed him.
And speaking of suffering, Shenix is out and Juan is back in, now swapped off of the Dr. Mario into something that looks a little bit more comfortable on a tier list. This Inkling definitely a much more theoretically stronger option. We'll see just how comfortable he is on the Squid herself. So far looking pretty good, has a little bit of pink covering this Pac-Man, has a little bit of percentage, even stole the Galaga and then got that berry. Looked good on the Dr. Mario, but actually looking even better so far on the Inkling, but answer back from Iman will immediately even up the percentage as Juan the God tries to land back onto the stage and will get punished for it. Now 81% on the Inkling. Looked good in the start, looking worse as time goes on. Seems to be an adaptation here from Iman, who continues to impress on this Pac-Man, knows exactly how to use all of his tools available to him, will bounce that cherry forward, but not quite able to catch the recovery of this Inkling, instead going to just send her to the opposite side of the stage. And these hydrant setups are just beginning to blow my mind as he throws what I think was an apple into it and sends it off at warp speed, hoping to catch the Inkling in that explosion, but instead will manage to avoid it. But will she be able to avoid the fate of an edge guard? Apparently not. I don't know how she ended up flying to the left, but she certainly went a lot farther than Iman on the Pac-Man did. Now going to have to fight into a bit of a hole here as Iman's still on that first stock. One stock taken away from Juan God so far. Tries for a berry, but will get shielded, will get nared for his transgressions, and manages to replenish some of that ink, but that gives Pac-Man plenty of time to charge up another fruit here. Trap will be placed on the ledge, but won't be able to catch Pac-Man, at least not quite yet. Parry won't amount to anything just yet, as Pac-Man searching for this bell again. Actually, puts a down air, it would seem, and doesn't get the kill off of the stun. A rare miss from Iman here, who doesn't miss with that that down air. He continues to rack up the percent even when he's missing on some of these stronger kill options. Now off stage, going to have to find his way back. Infinite stall tools available to him, however, and will go out for the back air. Even the side B helps Juan back onto stage, but that fee is going to come at about 18%, and that almost came at the cost of a stock, as now Pac-Man with Bell in hand going to try to find a kill, will actually send that Bell directly into the ink bomb and now gets sent off to the left side of the stage. But it's Pac-Man. Is he ever really in disadvantage when he has 3 different recovery options available to him? It doesn't seem to be the case. Both of these fighters hanging on at rather high percent actually, but just as I say that, Juan manages to catch Iman jumping into that up smash and will manage to take that first stock. 128 though already on the Inkling, going to have to fight back out of this hole. Air dodge there, and what unfortunate circumstance, but it actually turns fortunate as Iman saves him. He says, "You do not die until I say you can die," and sends this Inkling back onto the stage. There's a berry and an F smash, and that will result in 74% on this Pac-Man, who might end up regretting assisting in the recovery of this Inkling, who still clinging onto the second stock and making pretty good work of it so far, but apparently that apple still had a lingering hitbox, and Juan didn't realize it either and jumped directly into that one, and somehow that had the kill power to send him off the top of the stage. Galaga will miss as Inkling respawns on the last stock here. 0%, call it 26 after one interaction with Iman on the Pac-Man. Now in an edgeguard scenario, this is where Iman does his best work, but instead going to find his way back into neutral, gets that down smash for a little bit of separation, and now we'll have Iman off stage, but does it ever really seem as though he is in disadvantage when all of these fruits, particularly this orange on this stock, and I have nothing. He died. He SD'd.
I have nothing.
Oh, that's the best. Yeah, that's the best. That was great. Just, I've got nothing. He's dead. The end. Get out.
Jeez, man. Holy shit, that's a very fucking Inkling. I already forget that people play.
How many corpses is enough, Pac-Man? How many dead bodies do you need to furnish your wall with?
I need more ghosts for the maze, so probably like 10 more.
Oh, more ghosts for the maze. Why is that so hard coming from a Pac-Man player?
You're a ball, I'm a ball. Can't we just get along?
Sure.
Well, he says sure, but he doesn't look too confident in that as these fighters continuing to fight off stage. Another thing going to be missed from Shinix here that has led to one kill up until this point, but it really does seem to be more of a disadvantage for him than anything else. Once this gets shielded, he does seem to be racking up quite a bit of percent, misses the tech off the side, and will have some fruit thrown at him for his troubles as both of these fighters roll their way forward, and that nap turns into a dirt nap as an F smash comes out from Pac-Man, sends him off the left side of the stage. Only 25% basically untouched as this Pac-Man, but very fortunate for Shinix that F air managed to trade with the Galaga and didn't result in any hit stun that would have led to some of these Twitter combos. Instead, going to fight his way back, and that will be a drill that will not convert in anything actually, as a lot of health still in this Pac-Man shield. Typically, Jigglypuff wants to try to wear that down, but Iman being very careful about what he does and does not shield, and Shinix not particularly careful about what he does and does not rest. That drill did not connect, and some of these Pac-Man combos certainly do seem to be connecting. 27-36% on Shinix, still only 78% first stock, by the way, for Iman on the Pac-God himself. Gets that bell in hand. This could be a kill for Shinix.
Wow.
But it's going to be a kill for Iman instead. I mean, did we expect anything different?
No.
Yeah, Pac-Man just cheats.
That was a short match, man. All right, I saw Joshua was in here. I was gonna leave after that one, but I'll do one more, and then I need to go like lay down or something. Oh, ew! Joshua brings the Sora. Ew.
Alright, let's see how this goes. I might get
It's
lost.
gonna go bad. I literally only been playing multiverse for like the whole entire week.
Well, we'll have to see if some of those multiverses talents can translate into a fighting game that's a little bit more tried and true. And by the way, one that you paid good money for, and he also paid good money for this character, not that you'd know it by watching the gameplay, as dry and boring as Sora might be to watch, it actually is very frustrating to play against, so something that players who have gone up against Eamon might be able to relate to. It doesn't look fun to play against, and that's frankly because it's not. We'll see what this Sora can do. Does manage to keep it pretty even percent so far against Eamon, though in an edge guard scenario here manages to roll his way back onto center stage, and now will have Eamon off stage, but doesn't have the opportunity available to him to capitalize on it just yet. Dash attack will be missed, and I don't know what that was supposed to be, but it sure didn't look good as Joshua goes his first stock down, chalk it up as an SD, and no mercy from Eamon, immediately comes back in with the 34% Galaga combo, tries to catch Josh jumping into it, but Josh will not be doing any of that, and now under the stage, I thought that he was going under. I thought he was capable of that based on how confidently he did that, but apparently not, as he does manage to find another SD out of 2. That is 2 for 2, 100% hit rate so far. Josh technically has all of the kills in this match so far. They just happen to be on himself, and Pac-Man will not be able to find any of them just yet, but definitely fishing for them nonetheless. Josh goes for a third kill here. Thundaga off the side of the map. There's the Blizzaga. There's the side B. That'll get him back up onto the stage. 142 on this Pac-Man. It does take just one more good hit, one forward smash that gets caught errantly, but that orange is not going to be enough, unfortunately, for Josh. Grabbed at the ledge by Eamon, thrown off, jumps up into the orange, has a lot of recovery options, but very punishable. And I think Josh SD'd all 3 stocks. If I'm not mistaken about that, I think he killed all 3 fighters in that round, and that's something that no one else can say about their matchup with Eamon, so kudos where it's due.
I'm gonna blame I think there was a major delay in lag in that. I'm pretty sure he tried to do down air on stage, but the hydrant just pushed him off.
Alright, I gotta get out of here, boys. GG's. Thanks for letting me cast.
Thanks for spectating. It's always fun when you do it.
What's the
I'm
YouTube?
gonna
need my YouTube.
I will in the voice text chat thing. I'll drop a link to it, and then you can check it out if you wanted to.
Awesome.
I bet.
Thank you so much.
All right, GG's, boys.
Yeah, GG's.